Hello everyone. So today we are going to discuss a very famous problem, coin combinations. So we are given n coins, each has a positive integer value. Your task is to calculate the minimum number of distinct, you need to calculate the number of distinct ways you can produce some x and by using the available coins. So let's look at this problem. So we have n coins, A1, A2, and we want to calculate the number of ways to get a total of x. So let's take the given case. We are given the coins 2, 3, 5. Okay. So what we can do is now let's try to calculate the ways for each of the values. So let's say we want to produce some 0. So in how many ways can we produce a sum of 0? One way, that is not selecting any number. Okay. Now uh, we want to calculate the number of ways for 1. We cannot make a sum of 1 as there is no 1, or we cannot add some numbers to get 1. So the number of ways to get 1 is 0. The number of ways to get 2 is, we can use 2 directly, 2. We can directly use 2, and there is no other case. Therefore for 2 it is also 1. Now for 3, what we can do is, if we select 2, then can we have we need to have 1 to get a sum of 3. So we cannot use this. We can directly use 3 and the remaining is 0, right? So there is also only one case. To get 4, if we use 2, then the remaining part is 2. And the number of ways to get 2, like the remaining part is 2. And for this, we only have one way. And this is just one way, so 1 into 1. So 4 also gives us one way, because if we use 3, the remaining part would have been 1, and the number of ways to get 1 is 0. So 1 into 0, 0. That means this is the only option. For getting 5, what we can do is, if we use 2, then the remaining part is 3. So we know that number of ways to get 3 is 1. So yes, this is a possibility. Then if we use 3, then the remaining part is 2. Now we can make it 2, and it has a number of ways as 1. So choosing 3 is 1, and number of ways for 2 is 1. So we have 2 ways. So 5 would have an answer as 2. The number of ways to make 5 is 2. Similarly for 6, if we use 2, remaining part is 4, and for 4 we have only one way, so yes, this is the way. If we use 3, the remaining part is 3, and the remaining for 3 we have one way to make it, so yes, this is also an answer. If we choose 5, so if we choose 5, the remaining part is 1, and we cannot make 1, so this is not an answer. So if you see, we are continuously using these elements of the array, and the remaining part will always be before the uh, x. That means if we are calculating for x, then it will always broke up with some ai plus the remaining part will be x minus ai. And as ai is a positive integer, it will always lie before. So for any value, we will have this part already calculated, and this is just one into, and whatever the value it gives, we will count that, right? Whether yes or no. So what we are doing is we are going through like we want to get some x, right? So we are going from, sorry. So what we are doing is we are going from 0 to 6, 0 to x, and then just a second. Yeah. So what we are doing is we are going from 0 to x, and for each of the values we are calculating the number of ways to get each of that value from the array, given array. The answer is basically, let's say dp of I represents the value I. So what we are doing is for each value I, we are considering each of the elements of the array. So basically each j, and basically the answer of uh, the value we are considering. Let's say we are considering value I, so that the sum is I, and we are at jth index. So what we are doing is we are considering every j in the array, and the remaining part would be answer of I minus aj, right? And these answers are stored in our dp, right? So this will be dp of I minus j. And always make sure to use uh, aj, sorry. Always this condition is satisfied, because let's say I is 3 and aj is 10, we cannot make 3 from 10, so we'll just skip that and only consider these values. So this will give us the value. So dp of aj would be just dp of aj also. So why is this? Because we are counting the base and not the sum. So this is how it goes. So for any ij, let's say we want the sum is I, and we are going through for loop for j in 0 to n minus 1, basically the array, and at each part we are considering dp of I, basically to get the sum as I would be dp of I plus the number of ways to get the sum I minus array of j. So at last for x, our answer will be dp of x. So this will give us the result. Let's see the code. We take in the input, we take in the array, and let's just fill the array with dp of array of dp with 0, and we know that to get 0 we have one way. So we'll go through each of the sum, and each sum we'll go through each of the elements in array, and if that value is greater, dp of I will be just as said, dp of I plus dp of I minus aj. And finally we'll just print out the dp at x, and this will give us the result. Thank you.